Yo, we're living in some crazy times, right? The hustle and bustle of daily life can be overwhelming. Everywhere you look, people are rushing, trying to keep up with the fast pace of urban living. It's like we're all part of this giant, chaotic dance, moving to the beat of modern life. It's like the whole world is on fire, literally and figuratively. From devastating forest fires that ravage our lands to cities choked with smog, the signs of environmental destruction are everywhere. It's a stark reminder of the impact we're having on our planet, and it's hard not to feel a sense of urgency. Climate change is messing up the planet, the gap between the rich and poor is wider than ever, and it feels like we're always one tweet away from total chaos. Melting glaciers are a clear sign of the changing climate, while the sight of homeless people in wealthy cities highlights the growing inequality. And then there's social media, a constant stream of information and misinformation that can make it feel like the world is spiraling out of control. It's enough to make anyone want to crawl under a rock and just stay there. The weight of the world's problems can be crushing, leaving us feeling helpless and alone. It's easy to feel overwhelmed and to want to shut out the noise, to find a quiet place where we can escape from it all. But hold up, don't give up hope just yet. Even in the darkest times, there's always a glimmer of hope. The sunrise over the mountains reminds us that each day is a new beginning, a chance to start fresh. The smiles and hugs of loved ones, the hopeful eyes looking up, all these moments remind us that there's still good in the world. Legendary thinker and all-around smart dude Noam Chomsky has something to say about all this in his book, Optimism Over Despair. Chomsky's insights are like a guiding light, helping us navigate through the chaos. His words offer a sense of clarity and understanding, reminding us that even in the face of adversity, there's always a reason to keep going. Now I know what you're thinking. Optimism, in this economy, with this climate, Chomsky gets it. He understands the challenges we're facing, from financial struggles to environmental crises. It's easy to feel confused and worried, to question how we can possibly stay optimistic in such difficult times. He knows things are looking bleak, but he's not about to throw in the towel, and neither should we. Chomsky's determination is inspiring, a reminder that we have the strength to stand tall and face our challenges head-on. The cheers of people at rallies show that we're not alone in this fight, that there are others who share our determination and hope. This book is like a shot of espresso for your brain. It's a jolt of energy and inspiration, a reminder that we have the power to make a difference. The highlighted text in the book shows the key insights that can help us navigate through these challenging times, while the look of inspiration on the reader's face reminds us of the impact that Chomsky's words can have. It's a reminder that even though the world seems like it's going to hell in a handbasket, we still have the power to change course. The sight of activists marching, people planting trees, and diverse groups brainstorming ideas shows that there are many ways we can make a positive impact. It's a call to action, a reminder that we have the power to create a better future, one step at a time. Chomsky's book is basically a giant pep talk for humanity. It's like a beacon of hope in a world that often feels overwhelmingly dark and chaotic. The title itself, Optimism Over Despair, sets the tone for what Chomsky aims to achieve. He wants to inspire us to look beyond the immediate crises and challenges and to see the potential for positive change that lies within our grasp. He's like that coach in the locker room, yelling at us to get our heads in the game and fight for a better future. Imagine a coach who not only motivates you to win the game, but also teaches you the strategies and techniques to overcome your opponents. Chomsky's words are a rallying cry, urging us to take action and not to succumb to apathy or despair. He lays out all the messed up stuff happening in the world, from melting ice caps to politicians who care more about their corporate sponsors than the people they're supposed to represent. He doesn't sugarcoat the reality, instead, he presents it in stark terms to make us understand the gravity of the situation. The environmental degradation, the political corruption, and the corporate greed are all laid bare for us to see. But here's the thing, Chomsky doesn't just leave us wallowing in despair. He offers a way out, a path forward. He believes in the power of collective action and the resilience of the human spirit. He shows us examples of communities coming together to tackle these issues head-on, proving that change is not only possible but already happening in many places around the world. He challenges us to choose optimism. This isn't blind optimism, but a grounded, realistic hope that acknowledges the difficulties while still believing in the possibility of a better future. It's about finding the strength to keep pushing forward, even when the odds seem insurmountable. He argues that if we want to create a better world, we need to believe that change is possible. This belief is the first step towards making it a reality. By fostering a sense of hope and determination, Chomsky encourages us to become active participants in the fight for justice, equality, and sustainability. The book dives deep into three major issues: the climate crisis, economic inequality, and the erosion of democratic values. Chomsky meticulously dissects these problems, providing a comprehensive analysis that is both enlightening and alarming. He connects the dots between these issues, showing how they are interrelated and how they collectively threaten our future. And the power of grassroots movements. He highlights the importance of grassroots activism in driving social change. From local community initiatives to global movements, Chomsky illustrates how ordinary people can make an extraordinary impact. He emphasizes that real change often starts from the bottom up, with individuals and small groups taking the lead. Chomsky breaks down these complex problems in a way that even your crazy uncle who thinks the earth is flat can understand. His writing is accessible and engaging, making it easy for readers from all walks of life to grasp the critical issues at hand. By demystifying these topics, Chomsky empowers us with the knowledge we need to take action and make a difference. First up, let's talk about the big scary elephant in the room: climate change. Chomsky doesn't sugarcoat it. He lays it out plainly and starkly, making it clear that this is not just a future problem, but a current crisis that demands immediate attention. The evidence is all around us, from the melting ice caps to the increasing frequency of natural disasters. It's a wake-up call that we can no longer afford to ignore. He tells it like it is: our planet is heating up, and if we don't do something about it, we're all going to be in a whole heap of trouble. The science is clear. Human activities, particularly the burning of fossil fuels, are driving this rapid change. The consequences are dire and far-reaching. We're not just talking about warmer temperatures, we're talking about a complete upheaval of the natural systems that sustain life on Earth. We're talking more extreme weather events, rising sea levels, and mass extinctions. Hurricanes and typhoons are becoming more intense, flooding is more frequent, and droughts are more severe. Coral reefs, which are vital to marine ecosystems, are dying at an alarming rate. These changes are not just environmental issues, they have profound social and economic impacts as well. Communities are being displaced, livelihoods are being destroyed, and the cost of inaction is mounting. It's like a disaster movie waiting to happen, except it's not a movie, it's real life. The scenes of devastation we see on the news are becoming more common, and they serve as a grim reminder of what lies ahead if we don't take urgent action. The human toll is heartbreaking, and the environmental damage is often irreversible. We need to act now to mitigate these effects and adapt to the changes that are already underway. Chomsky argues that the climate crisis is a direct result of our addiction to fossil fuels and the corporations that profit from them. These industries have a vested interest in maintaining the status quo, even at the expense of the planet's health. The influence of these corporations on politics and policy is significant, and it often leads to inaction or inadequate responses to the climate crisis. It's a vicious cycle that needs to be broken. He calls out the politicians who deny climate change or drag their feet on taking action. These leaders are failing their constituents and the global community by not addressing the most pressing issue of our time. Public pressure and activism are crucial in holding them accountable and pushing for meaningful change. The future of our planet depends on the decisions we make today, and it's up to all of us to demand a sustainable and just world. Next, Chomsky tackles the growing gap between the haves and the have-nots. He points out that while the rich are getting richer, the rest of us are struggling to make ends meet. Think about it. CEOs are making hundreds of times more than their employees, while millions of people are working 2 or 3 jobs just to put food on the table. Chomsky argues that this level of inequality is not only morally wrong, it's also a threat to democracy. When the ultra-wealthy have all the power, the rest of us are left voiceless. Section 5. Power to the people, grassroots activism. So, what can we do about all this mess? Chomsky believes the answer lies in the power of the people. He's a big fan of grassroots activism, where ordinary people come together to demand change. He highlights historical examples of successful social movements like the civil rights movement and the fight for LGBTQ+ equality. Chomsky argues that these movements succeeded because everyday people refused to stay silent. They organized, they protested, and they demanded better. Section 6. Reasons for hope, finding light in the darkness. Okay, so the world is a mess, but don't despair. Chomsky reminds us that there are still reasons to be hopeful. He points to the growing awareness of climate change and the increasing demand for action. He also highlights the rise of progressive movements around the world, fighting for social justice and economic equality. From Black Lives Matter to the fight for a living wage, people are standing up and demanding a better future. Section 7. The power of one. Your actions matter. Here's the thing. Change doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, it takes effort, and it takes all of us. Chomsky emphasizes that even small actions can make a difference. You don't have to be Greta Thunberg or Nelson Mandela to make a difference. Every little bit counts, whether it's reducing your carbon footprint, supporting ethical businesses, or speaking out against injustice. Section 8. Building a better tomorrow, a collective effort. Chomsky's message is clear. We're all in this together. We can't just sit back and wait for someone else to fix the world's problems. We need to come together as a global community and demand change. We need to hold our leaders accountable, support organizations fighting for a better future, and most importantly, never give up hope. Section 9. Choosing hope, a call to action. So there you have it. Noam Chomsky's Optimism Over Despair is a call to action for anyone who gives a damn about the future of our planet and the well-being of humanity. It's a reminder that even in the face of overwhelming challenges, we have the power to create a better world. We just need to choose hope over despair and get to work. The future is not yet written, and it's up to us to decide what it will look like. Go out there, make some noise, and fight for the world you want to live in. Peace out!